A very good evening to all of you. In today's fast-paced and highly competitive work environment, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the demands of the job, leading to burnout and stress. A sustainable professional life means setting realistic goals, managing time effectively, and maintaining a healthy work-life balance. It also means being mindful of the impact of one's work on the environment and society, embracing practices that contribute to the greater good. The importance of living sustainably in one's career cannot be overstated. It fosters resilience, enabling professionals to navigate challenges without compromising their health or personal values. It also enhances productivity and creativity, as individuals who take care of their well-being are better equipped to think clearly and solve problems effectively. By embracing sustainability in their professional lives, individuals not only improve their own quality of life, but also set an example for others. This approach leads to a more positive work environment where collaboration and mutual support are valued over competition and individual success. ICMI understands this. And hence today, on 23rd of August 2024, the Sustainability Standards Board of ICMAI has arranged its 15th webinar as a part of its Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam series on a very pertinent topic, Learn to Live a Sustainable Professional Life. I heartily welcome you all dignitaries present. Today in this session, we are happy to have Dr. CMA Joffy George, Company Secretary of Kerala State Industrial Development Corporation Limited, as our honorable guest and speaker. We welcome you, sir. But before that, we would start with our institute anthem.
हसतु मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मामृतं गमय हसतु मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मामृतं गमय असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मामृतं गमय असतो
Well, with this, we would like to uh, introduce our guest speaker today. Dr. Joffy George is presently functioning as the Company Secretary of Kerala State Industrial Development Corporation Limited. Previously, he was a joint general manager and company secretary at the Transformers and Electricals Kerala Limited and Angamali, Kerala. He was educated at the Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya and did his post graduation in commerce at St. Thomas College, Thrissur. He was the topper at both the institutions. He also took MBA in HR and qualified UGC NET in commerce. As a multi-professional, Sir is a company secretary as well as a cost and management accountant. Besides, he took PhD in corporate governance management in 2011 from University of Kerala and has undergone teachers training at the Indian Institute of Management, Kozhikode. Dr. Joffy George has a teaching and research experience of more than 7 years and corporate exposure of more than 20 years in India and abroad. His work in the academia has been interspersed with service to the world of public policy. He was instrumental in involving best corporate governance practices for PSUs in Odisha on behalf of the Administrative Staff College in India, ASCI Hyderabad. Sir is on the board of directors of Messrs. The Travancore Cochin Chemicals Limited and Messrs. RR Holiday Homes Private Limited. Dr. George has published more than 100 articles in national academic journals of ICSI, ICAI, and NIBM, and has published 2 books which are on printing, like The Exploring Companies Law 1956 and The Gateway to Success, and 43 books with Amazon in the areas of governance, Companies Act, professional life, travel and tourism, and lifestyle. Dr. George was twice awarded first prize under the ICSI Prize Award Scheme for articles during the year 2011 and 2013. One of his books, The Art of Corporate Governance, is a book recommended by the ICSI for students pursuing professional program. We welcome you, sir, and over to you for your address.
Thank you, ma'am. Most respected President and Vice President of the Institute, Chairman Sustainability Standards Board, other office bearers and dignitaries, and proud members of the Institute, good evening to all of you. It is an honor to address you all, especially on the topic Learn to Live a Sustainable Professional Life. Here is a synopsis of my presentation today. Firstly, we want to take you through every day is a new life for a brave professional. Then, do you want to have a fresh life? How to manage your time more effectively? Simple truths of life. The first phase will cover these 4 topics. Then, in the second phase, we'll move on to why to worry, how to keep yourself out of worries, why to cope up with changes, how much valuable can be your decisions, who can bring you peace, are you waiting for anyone's gratitude, do you waste your life counting your troubles, who am I, concept of the profession of CMA. So actually this is phased in 3 phases. So in this entire session, we'll be going through several topics. So I hope all of you will be with me throughout this. To a large extent, you won't find anything new in this session. I would like to caution you on that. But you will find much that is not generally applied in our day-to-day life. From this, we will at least learn one thing for sure. That is for sure. That is, our trouble is not ignorance, but inaction. See, every day is a new life for a wise man. Wise man in the sense for a good professional. Every day you have to grab the day. So our main business is not to see what lies at a distance, but to do what lies clearly at hand. So this is the point that I would like to make here is, see, for any successful professional, the most important thing is to concentrate on what he or she does. For this, we have to shut off the past and allow the dead past to bury. Likewise, we have to shut off the future as tightly as the past. See, the future is today and there is no tomorrow. With this concept, we have to grab the things as a professional. So practice how to live in airtight compartments. See, the concept of airtight compartments will help a professional to concentrate on what he or she does at the moment. We must learn to forget yesterday's and not to think of tomorrow's. So the concept here is very clear, live today, not tomorrow. See, we are all dreaming of some magical rose garden over the horizon instead of enjoying the roses today. See, there are roses that are blooming outside our window today. Many times it so happens that we miss out to look for our roses which are blooming outside our window. And we always dream of some good times that is going to come. Of course, dreaming is good. We are coming to that point on a later stage. We learn too late that life is in the living. This is the first point in this entire session we want to make in every day, in every hour. Live today, not tomorrow. We should understand that this day will never dawn again. This is a very specific day that is given to us. And today is our most precious possession. And it is our only sure possession because we don't know what happens tomorrow. And we have already told you that we have to bury the past. So the most important and most precious possession that anybody has is the moment in our hand. See how beautifully the greatest Indian dramatist Kalidasa has expressed it. He says, look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today well lived makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. See how beautifully Kalidasa has given this out to list out where we should be our focus. What should we look at it? See, if you look at any successful business person or a professional, we can see they will know, they will have, of course, they will have dreams and they will learn so many things from their past, but their concentration will be on what they are doing at the moment. Now, see, experimenting with life, let me ask you at least 3 questions. So, see, have you ever asked these questions to yourself? Do I sometimes make life tasting bitter by regretting things that happened in the past? Am I used to get up in the morning determined to seize the day? The concept of seizing the day is when we are getting up, we have to make sure that we are ready to seize the day. See, everyone is having 24 hours. And it is for us to make sure that we get the maximum out of these 24 hours. And thirdly, when shall I start to live in dead-tight compartments? That is, burying the past and not dreaming too much and living in the moment. See, at this point, let me tell you something about the prerequisites for attaining success. As a professional, CMAs or any other professional in that matter, not only in the professional life, but also in the personal life, there is some requirements. There are certain requirements which we can list out, and these are the list is exhaustive, of course. See, the 9 keys that we are listing here are: start your day with a good thought, respect everyone for what they are. See, it is not that you have to respect only your parents or elderly ones or your bosses. See, we have to start the practice of respecting everyone for what they are, because one has to understand that all are children of conditionalities. See, maybe somebody else who is sitting opposite to you may not have the same circumstances that you got, or may not have the same conditionalities that you have gone through. That doesn't mean that he or she is inferior to us. So we have to learn the more wider concept or broader concept of respecting everyone for what they are, and have good friends and networking. This is something very essential for, especially for those who are into practice. Now be active, be disciplined, have good habits and hobbies, whatever may be our hobbies, it should be good ones, and dedicate our good prime time, especially for constructive hobbies. Now, before doing anything, listen to your conscience. Be kind and generous, and meditation. For those people who believe in God, they can also pray. So meditation will, all these 9 points will be something like a starting point for a career builder as a professional. Now, as you know, for CMAs, life is nothing but dealing with avenues for reducing the cost and contributing value. Always we think of avenues for reducing the cost aspects and adding value. Value addition is something very important for us also. Now, while undergoing series of never-ending process in our professional life, we may come across a deadly disease. We are getting into that. That disease is nothing but stress, the worries. This is something which is common for not only for CMAs, for any professional for that matter. And in the few slides hereafter, we are going through the ways and means through which we can handle stress. It is evident that almost all CMAs suffer from unwanted worries. You will understand for our imaginary worries. See, in order to fight against this, I would like to suggest you a technique which looks to be very simple but useful. See, this anti-worry technique has got just some 3 simple steps. The step 1 is like this. See, analyze the situation without fear of loss and figure out the worst that could possibly happen as a result of your failure. See, many times we, as in our official capacity or in professional capacity, whatever it may be, we have to confront situations. In those situations, we will end up in a crossroad where we don't know where to turn out, whether to do it or not to do it. We'll be in a dilemma. In such situations, we will slightly get into a situation where we are not able to move forward or backward. So in those cases, this anti-worry technique will definitely work out. So the first step is to analyze the situation without fear of loss and figure out the worst thing that can happen to us as a result of the expected failure. Now, in the second step, let us reconcile ourselves, accept the failure as it figure out, and if necessary, prepare to accept it if we have to. Now, the third step, now we are starting from zero because now we have accepted the failure. When you have accepted the failure, there is nothing to lose. So you have nothing to lose, but much more to gain. Now you can proceed to improve on the worst. This is called as anti-worry techniques with the 3 simple steps that we can practice in our day-to-day professional life. See how the great Nobel Prize winner in medicine, Dr. Alexis Carrel, states it. Businessman, we can substitute it with professionals also. Businessmen who do not know how to fight worry die young. So let us not die young. Let us know, let us study, let us learn how to fight worries. Now in a study, it was revealed that more than 1/3 of executives suffered from one of these 3 ailments, in peculiar to high tension living. It's something like because of the living style for professional, these 3 diseases are very common. First one is heart disease, second is digestive tract ulcers, and the third one is high blood pressure. See, do we want to live with these diseases or do we want to handle worries and tensions in such a manner so as to avoid all this? See now how beautifully Plato says the greatest mistake physicians make is that they attempt to cure the body without attempting to cure the mind. Yet the mind and body are one and should not be treated separately. See how beautifully it is being stated. Many times when we go to the doctor, the physicians will always try to cure the body illness. But it is not only the body, it is the mind that really matters. Many of the diseases are not caused by the physical conditions, it is by the mental agony that somebody undergoes. So it is very much essential that we CMAs as professionals should take adequate rest and should find enough time for relaxation and recreation. Rest is an important thing and the frequency of taking rest is also important. See, otherwise we will be like batteries without charge. We know, see, batteries without charge is not of any use. And as a professional, we have to make sure that we are always with sufficient charge to discharge the duties that come upon us. In order to avoid this, CMAs like any other professional will have to recharge themselves at frequent intervals. See, following life practices will help for relaxation and recreation. First of all, meditation, learn to sleep well. See, there is no substitute for a good sleep. So whatever may be depending upon your personality, we should learn how to get good sleep. Now, have good habits and hobbies. And even though we are professionals and we may be in high positions or top, maybe top executives and all, but also try to understand the funny side of life. Let us explore the funny side of life also to keep our worries under control, under check. Now, how to manage time more effectively? See, whenever you are having something at a distance, you have to make it your objective and strive hard to attain it. Setting an objective in our life is very important. And as you know, there are different types of objectives. Short-term objective, medium-term objective, as well as long-term objective. See, once the objective is set, as a professional, you have to start working towards it right from the day one. See, you have to always wanted to do it. See, it is your ambition to do it. It is your dream to get it. So why to wait? What to wait? So once you are sure you have set your mission, you have set your objective. So it is for you to go for it and you have to do it and get it. Say when you work towards any specific objective, the most limiting factor is the time factor. As we all know, many of us fail in time management, whether it is in office, whether it is in professional meeting, and wherever it may be. Most of us is basically Indians. It is something peculiar to us. We are not that catering to the time factor, but the time factor is very important. See, your most important concern should be time management. I'm sure that the following points are going to help you a lot in making the best use of your time. See, I already cautioned you in the intro. See, what all we are stating here is something that we already know. The only thing we are trying to do is we are trying to consolidate the various points. So let us see how we can manage our time in a much better manner. See, first of all, how to get the most out of your time. Set priorities. See, as a professional, we will have different types of jobs at hand. The jobs like what we have studied in our professional classes, like ABC classification, and we have to set priorities, whatever may be your type of classification. There will be a priority setting which is required. Then set deadlines. Deadlines are very important. As I already told you, see deadline for meetings, deadlines for conversations, deadlines for transactions. For each and everything, there should be a time limit. Now tackle one thing at a time. Even though we talk about doing multiple things at the same time, and it's a skill also, but tackling one thing at a time is really important because our full concentration will be on the matter that we are working on. Now use your prime time effectively. See, as professionals, everyone is going to have their prime time. Prime time means the time where you are having your best delivery. That is the time that you should not miss in a day. See, for instance, in my case, my prime time is in the evening from 6 to 9. I don't want to miss this time. From 6 to 9, wherever I am, I will dedicate that time for the most important jobs in hand. So you will have your own prime time. Somebody may have prime time in the early in the morning. So these hours are different to different individual, but this time you should not miss. So use your prime time for the most important, most vital activities. Now set time limits on meetings. There should be an end for any meeting. See, we are getting into that, but the value of something shall not exceed the cost of that which we are spending for. See, for any meeting, there should be a deadline. Now, don't accumulate papers. Keep your table clear. This keeping the table clear will help us to concentrate on what we are doing. Now stop procrastinating. Let us not postpone the jobs. Let us prioritize the job and do one by one. Now set short-term as well as long-term objectives. Having an objective is very important. See, the objective need not be something like a year-long objective. See, when we get up in a fine morning, as I told you, it's a new day for us. We can have short-term objective for the day as well as long-term objective for the day. Now, don't plan to work overtime. It happens to many professionals. As a professional, we may be hard workers. But if we already plan for doing overtime, it is for sure that we are not able to finish even after the end of our overtime. So let us plan for the usual hours so that we will not plan for overtime. That is not the right way of planning. Now learn how to delegate. This is something very important for senior professionals. See, once you grow up in your career, it becomes very important to delegate the jobs on hand. It is not necessary that you have to keep doing the same thing throughout your career. Once you reach certain height, you have to start delegating, but there are certain prerequisites for delegating the job. The prerequisites are like whosoever is delegating, they should be able to deliver the job to a satisfactory level. Secondly, those jobs which are delegated, you should ensure that it is being delivered. Now, concentrate on what you are doing. This is very, very important. Whosoever has been successful in life, this has been their motto. That is, they concentrate on what they do. See, right now, I am presenting at a webinar. So my concentration is not on anything else, but only on this. And from your end, you are listening or you are viewing a webinar. So you should concentrate on what you're doing. There is nothing is going to contribute or add value if you concentrate on something else. Now, ultimately, reward yourself. See, reward yourself doesn't mean that it will be something like a medal or it will be something like a prize and all. See, a coffee or a tea or some snacks, that itself is a reward. So in a day itself, you can have 5 or 6 rewards in whatever may be the terms of the reward. So for each and everything, you have to keep rewarding yourself. See, please understand, nobody is going to come and reward you for small things. We have to start the practice of rewarding ourselves. Now, so far CMAs are concerned, he or she will have to play different roles under different circumstances. See, in this long career, we will be playing different roles. Being a CMA, that doesn't mean that you just be a cost and management accountant. Many times your company or as in a practice also, you may require to play different roles. A CMA should know how to handle different situations in such a manner so as to convert it to his or her advantage. A CMA should ask himself or herself, always ask this question to you. This will help you a lot. Why not the best? If somebody else is able to do something, why not me? If some other professional is able to perform like this, what is preventing me from doing that? So this will always help us to sharpen ourselves, to upprest ourselves, to upkeep ourselves with the latest changes as well as with professional knowledge. See, the role of a CMA can be compared with that of some animals. Being a professional, we have to be fearless. A CMA has to be fearless, just like a lion. Now, a CMA will have to work without complaining, just like a donkey. Now, CMA may have to be faithful to boss, just like a dog. And we should always have a helicopter view of things, eagle's view otherwise called. So just like an eagle. And of course, memory really does matter. We should have memory just like an elephant. See, being a professional, taking extra care is wise. Covering extra risk is safe. Dreaming too much is as good as making it practical. Otherwise, accepting more than enough is making it possible. So a professional should be wise, his action should be safe, and all the dreamings, all the actions that are behind the dreams should be to make it practical, and we have to make it possible. Now, turning to simple truths of life, there are no secrets to success. See, you cannot buy success just like anything. It will never happen its own. Success is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failures. See, of course, it is possible that we may fail. There are nobody on this world who has always succeeded in everything. It is quite often possible that we may fail in various attempts. But the more important thing is to learn from failures. Why I have failed in this attempt? Which all factors I have not considered due to which I have failed? Which are the forces that have made me to fail? These are the learnings, and any failure will teach you much more than your success, because success will teach you very less in comparison to failures. Now see how Professor William James, father of applied psychology, says. He says, acceptance of what has happened is the first step in overcoming the consequence of any misfortune. So let the misfortune happen. It may happen. It is not within our control. And let us not repent for something which is not within our control. Let the misfortune happen, but let us first overcome the misfortune. Then let us face it. Let us overcome it. Face the facts, quit worrying, then do something about it. As you know, a problem well defined is a problem half solved. See, confusion is the chief cause of worries. See, as a cost accountant, many times we also end up in a dilemma whether to go with the project or not to go with the project. There will be confusion. Why confusion? Confusion is because we have not gathered enough knowledge, enough data, enough information on which we can depend upon. See, half the worry in the world is caused by people trying to make decisions before they have sufficient knowledge on which to base a decision. So the most important factor in solving any issue, in solving any situation, is to gather information. The information will primarily come in the form of data. From the data, we will have to track out the information, And as we all know, knowledge is power. So if a man can dedicate his time securing facts in an impartial, being impartial is very important, impartial, objective way, his worries will usually evaporate in the light of knowledge. See, as we all know, the power of knowledge is immense. The light of knowledge will remove any darkness, as we have just heard from our national anthem. It is always the knowledge that empower anyone. This can be very well applied in our professional life also. See, go on collecting facts and information until we are able to clearly define the problem. Then what left is very simple. It is just to put it in the right order. And by that time, we would have learned the things without taking any pain, and professional work will be no more boring exercise. See, the most important thing for any professional is to do what he does or she does should be interesting to the person. And it is very few people who get this rarest of the rare opportunity to do things which are interesting. So as a professional, it is very necessary. It's a must for us to make our day-to-day job interesting. In this era of information technology, collecting information is not difficult. The only problem is our attitude. See, attitude really does matter. Our perspective does matter. Being a CMA, we are expected to possess a certain professional qualities. See, in the next slide, we are going to see which are the vital, essential professional qualities for a CMA. We are listing out here 7 essential qualities for a professional, especially for a CMA. First of all, as we all know, dedication. See, without dedication, nothing will work. When you are on a job, when you are on a project, when you are on a profession, dedication is something you cannot dispense with. Secondly, it is the hard work that really matters. Hard work is also as important as dedication. Now, the right direction. See, many times it so happens the other 6 qualities are to be done from inside, whereas the right direction is to be provided by somebody from outside. So getting the right direction is also very important. Now, being systematic, a professional has to be systematic, and having the right attitude is also very important. Then self-confidence. Self-confidence will take you very high. If you lack the confidence, it is going to harm you a lot. Now, inner urge for doing everything is also very important. Having an inner urge is a prerequisite for any qualified CMA. Now, why to worry? To quote Rudyard Kipling. Rudyard Kipling says, "I keep 6 honest serving men. They taught me all I know. They are 5 W's and 1 H." These 5 W's and 1 H, as you all know, you must have heard this. These are 5 wives and 1 husband. These 5 wives are what, why, when, where, and who. And on the other side, 1 husband is how. See, as a professional, or even in our personal life also, if we are able to gather information on these counts, that is enough for us. What, why, when, where, and who. If you have the answers for all these on a certain issue, that means you are almost near to the solution. Now, see, there is a common problem for every one of us. We feel everything that is in agreement with our personal desires are true and everything else is not acceptable. See, this is something very common, but it is not that so. We have to be empathetic. See, if you want to come out of this problem, think from others' point of view, have empathy, or at least analyze the facts in an impartial manner or in an objective manner, so as to come to a fair conclusion or a fair decision. See, let us not even attempt to solve our problems without first collecting all the facts in an impartial manner. As we all know, a problem well stated is a problem half solved. And in order to solve your worries, always depend upon mind maps. See, we will see mind maps, how silly it is. It is not so. Mind maps can help a lot. There is a famous Chinese saying, One picture is worth 10,000 words. See, whenever I confront some real issues, I take out a paper and I start drawing a mind map. As we all, as a professional, I also used to do SWOT analysis or some other techniques also to see what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses and opportunities and threats. But besides all these, drawing out the real situation will help a lot. See, whenever you have some worries or whenever you are in a dilemma in professional life, try to answer these questions on a piece of paper. The questions are: one, what am I worrying about? See, it is something like a funny side of our life. The things about which we are worrying about may not be serious at all. It is because of our imagination, our thinking about what is going to happen in future that we are worrying. So please list out in a piece of paper, what am I worrying about? What can I do about it? This is the second stage in it. Now, once you decide your various options, now see on the third stage, write down the alternatives available to us as well as their consequences. Now, once this is done, the most important step is here, that is choosing the best alternative, deciding what to do. Then as the final thing, once you have decided to on an action, once you have chosen the action, then starting immediately to carry out that decision from day one itself. So it is always better practice to capitalize upon your strength at the time of solving problems. See, as a professional, or everyone will have their own advantages as well as disadvantages, otherwise known as strength and weakness. We all have that. We may have some strength and there could be some weakness also. So always try to capitalize on our strength and think at least twice a day. What quality of you makes you super? What quality of you make you apart from excellent apart from others? What makes you excel? So the answer will turn you into an optimist. And being an optimist is very important in building a successful career as a professional. Now, how to keep yourself out of worries? See, worries is something that we cannot dispense with. Worries will be always there. Whether it is in our personal life or our professional life, worries will be there. Of course, it is there. It's because we must understand the nature fills the vacant mind with emotions of worry, fear, hate, jealousy, and envy. Worries tend to drive out of our mind all peaceful and happy thoughts. See, the basic thing for which somebody is living is to be peaceful and to lead a happy life. And once you become worried, what will happen? It will drive out all the peaceful thoughts as well as happy thoughts. Our mind is like a processor. It is just like a computer processor, system processor that you are having with you right now. It is working without adequate input. If it is working without adequate input, all the worries will start coming in. It is something like it's something like an idling man's mind is like a devil's workshop. So if you are not giving enough input for your processor, what will happen? The processor will get into some sort of worries, fear, hate, jealousy, and envy. The remedy for worry is to get completely occupied. So if we see, for any successful professional, the best thing to live a good life, a successful life, is to get occupied, doing something constructive. See, it is difficult to worry while we are busy. Doing something that requires planning and thinking. Do something which is constructive as well as which is requiring planning as well as thinking. Now, many times we exaggerate importance of small problems. There is no time for it because life is too short to be little. That means life is too short to be something. Don't waste your time on small problems. See, something for which you have spent a lot of hours, if you think it after one year, you will laugh at yourself. By thinking how silly I was to spend so much time on that small issue. See, often we allow ourselves to be upset by small things which we should really forget. Here, we are on this earth with a few more decades to live, and we lost many irreplaceable hours, irreplaceable days, brooding over grievances that in a year's time will be forgotten not only by us, by everybody. So let us live today. Let us make our life a happy life. Let us be all successful professionals. See, let us devote our life to worthwhile actions and feelings, to great thoughts, real affections, and enduring undertakings. It has been said that nearly all our worries are unhappiness, and unhappiness come from our imagination. I already touched on this point. See, most of our worries and unhappiness comes from our imagination. It is not the reality. It is not from the reality. It is only from our imagination. See, if you introspect yourself, you can understand many of the worries that you had have never materialized. It has not happened, but we have spent several hours worrying on that front. See, let us examine the records. Let us have an introspection of ourselves. Let's ask ourselves, what are the chances, according to the law of averages, that this event I am worrying about will ever occur? See, in most probability, your answer will be a no. What the occasions on which you are worrying would not have occurred at all, then why to worry? See, now we are moving on to the next topic, that is why to cope up with changes. See, as we march ahead in our life, we will have to meet many unpleasant situations. So it is not necessary that things will move as we desire. Our desired pattern of things may not happen at all. See, there cannot be other ways. See, things will be as the various forces form it. We have our choice. Of course, we have a choice. See, you can be either in or you can opt out. We can either accept them as inevitable and adjust ourselves to them, or we can ruin our lives with rebellion and may end up with a nervous breakdown. See, think what we want to really do. Should we break down ourselves or should we adjust? That is change. I am coming slightly to the most important topic, change. Should we change ourselves? See, hide your private sorrows under a smile and carry on. This is my humble advice for any professional. See, things may not be in the right manner or it may not be always as you desire to happen, because there are various forces which will evolve the things that happens on this world. See, even the animals are able to confront various issues. See, the animals confront the night, they confront storms, they also confront hunger very calmly. You would have seen the animals, they may not get any food for 2-3 days, but they very calmly confront the situation. Whereas we human beings, we don't know how to confront the situation. We break down that much because we worry for simple things. So they never have a nervous breakdowns. Animals will never have breakdowns because they never worry, or they never have stomach ulcers, and they never go insane like us. They will always be able to confront because they never worry on for small things. Now see, we should be able to differentiate between two things. This is where we are getting into. See, for every ailment under the sun, for any problem under this sun, there is a remedy or there is none. This is the classification. The problems may have a remedy and the problems may not have a remedy. And the most important thing is to understand the problems with remedy and without remedy. See, if there be one, try to find it. If there be none, never mind it. As a professional, this is something very important to us. If there is a remedy and if the things are within our control, then only there is some meaning in thinking on it, thinking the various alternatives available and going for an action. See, if the things are without any remedy or beyond our control, what is the fun of doing? What is the fun of thinking about it? See, I do the best job I possibly can and leave the results. That is the motto we follow. When I cannot handle events, I let them handle themselves. See, these are 4 things which are beyond our control. When I cannot handle events, I let them handle themselves, because what can I do on things which I don't have any control at all? Now, I never worry about the future. This is regarding, as I already told you, live today, not tomorrow, because the future is beyond our control. Because I know no one can figure out what is going to happen in the future. See, if I can figure out what is going to happen tomorrow, what is the price of a script tomorrow, I will make millions, because it is not possible for anyone to figure out what is the future. there are so many forces that will affect the future, and nobody can tell what prompts these forces. So let us not waste our time on these forces, because we can go this side or that side. See, when we stop fighting the inevitable, the fighting the inevitable means inevitable is going to come upon us. There is no way, and we don't have any control over the inevitable part. We release energy, which enables us to create a richer life. Going for a richer life is very important as a professional is concerned. Even evergreen forests know how to bend. See, just now we have seen how the animals fights worries, how they handle worry in a much better manner than the human beings. Now here, even evergreen forests know how to bend, how to bow down their branches, how to cooperate with the inevitable. See, here I would like to bring your attention to two types of trees. You would have heard of willow tree as well as oak tree. See, when the wind blow in one direction, the willow will also bend in the same direction, so that it will never break down. On the other side, the oak tree will always try to resist against the wind, and definitely it will break down. So as a professional, let us try to bend like a willow and don't resist like an oak. It's a very great learning for each of us. If we learn to absorb the shocks along the rocky road of life, see, nobody's life is going to be very smooth. In our life, we will undergo various issues. There is no exception to that. You and I will last longer and enjoy smoother riding if we are able to absorb the shocks. What will happen to us if we resist the shocks of life instead of absorbing them? The answer is a breakdown. The answer is that we will set up a series of inner conflicts. We will be worried, we will be tensed, we will become strained, and we will become neurotic. So cooperate with the inevitable. See, the greatest prayer ever I have heard of is like this. It goes like this. Oh God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. See, in this prayer, the most important line is the last line, the wisdom to know the difference, the wisdom to understand the things which I cannot change and the things which are within my control. Always we have to seek God. Our prayer should be to give us the wisdom to know the difference between things which are within our control and things which are beyond our control. See how much valuable can be your decisions. This is another topic on which we want to delve on. See, sometimes you may realize that you are standing at the crossroads of life and have to make a tremendous decision. See, we may think, what should I do on this moment? Which way I should turn? And we will be in a real dilemma, whether to turn left or right. We don't know whether to progress, whether to turn back. This can happen to anyone. See, the cost of a thing is the amount of what I call life, which is required to be exchanged for it immediately or in the long run. Whenever you are in a dilemma or whenever you have to take a decision, these lines are going to help you a lot. The cost of a thing, whatever may be thing, whether it is you are going to buy something or you are going to grab something, the cost of that thing is what I call life, the very life of life, which is required to be exchanged for it. Whether it is money, for money, you don't get money just like that. You would have spent a lot of time for earning that money, and you are going to exchange your life for it immediately or in the long run. So we have to think of this while taking any decision. See, to put it in another way, we are fools when we overpay for a thing in terms of what it takes out of our very life. I would express it in another way by saying the cost of a thing shall not exceed its value. As a professional, CMAs have to strive for the 3 levels of hierarchy of pursuits. See, any human creature, any professional, for anybody for that aspect, there are basically 3 aspects with which we want to live on this beautiful world. First and foremost, the basic requirement is peace of mind. All of us would like to have peace of mind, whether it is in work life, or in professional life, whether in personal life, wherever it may be. Peace of mind is a basic requirement. Once you are able to have peace of mind, we would like to migrate to the next level. That is the intermediate pursuit, that is satisfaction. It is very easy to say satisfaction, but I will pose a question to all of you. Are you getting satisfaction out of your work? Whether you are in practice or you are in work, are you satisfied? This is something that you have to pause yourself at least sometime. Because these three hierarchy is very important for any person. Peace of mind, from where we graduate to satisfaction and to the ultimate goal anyone wants. See, for any human being, this is the most important thing, that is happiness. Being happy is the most ultimate goal of anyone. You think if you have a lot of materialistic material, you have a lot of you have millions of worth of uh, amounts, you have lot of you are so rich. This is not going to help you unless you are happy. And happiness is not something that you can buy from anyone. And who can make you happy? There is nobody else in this world who can make you happy. It is you yourself who can make you happy. The most satisfied professional is one who is in a secure position with a high level of individual discretion and participation in decision making, but not requiring highly intensive work efforts. I'll just go through it again. The most satisfied professional is one who is in a secure position with a high level of individual discretion and participation in decision making, but not requiring highly intensive work effort. If I know what you think, I would know what you are. See, our mental attitude is the X factor that determines our fate. Emerson said, a man is what he thinks about all day long. See how beautiful it is put. A man is what he thinks about all day long. See, if you have positive thoughts, you will become a positive person. If you have negative thoughts, there is nothing, you are going to become a negative person. And if you have happy thoughts, you will become a happy person. So it's our choice is very clear here. The only problem we have to deal with is choosing the right thoughts. Our thoughts is our destiny. Our thought is our destiny. If we can do that, we will be on the high goal of solving all our problems. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Yes, if we think happy thoughts, we will be happy. If we think miserable thoughts, we will be miserable. If we think fear thoughts, we will certainly be fearful. If we think sickly thoughts, we will probably be ill. If we think failure, we are certainly going to fail. So our thoughts are going to be our destiny. So fine tune our thoughts. Who can bring you peace? This is a very important question for any professional. In our day-to-day professional life, we will undergo tremendous issues, right from morning till night and midnight. Men and women can banish worry, fear, and various kinds of illness, and can transform their lives by changing their thoughts. The importance of thoughts are very, very relevant. See, now people build up tension inside and become a boiler without a safety valve. See, you can understand what's the fate of a boiler without a safety valve. It is going to explode. The only thing to look at is when is it going to explode. Our peace of mind and the joy we get out of living depends not on where we are or what we are, what we have, or who we are, but solely upon our mental attitude. Outward conditions have very little to do with it. Now, no one can bring you peace but yourself. See, it doesn't matter where we are or what we are or how much rich you are or what position you have or who you are. But the most important thing is what is your thinking? What is your thought? What is your mental attitude? It really does matter. Your perspective does matter. See, the divinity that shapes our ends is not in others. It is in ourselves. It is our very self. All that one achieves is the direct result of his own thoughts. A man can only rise, conquer, and achieve by lifting up his thoughts. Happiness is from within. It is not a matter of externals. This is that we have to understand. If you want to be happy, there is no one will come, nobody is going to come and make you happy. Happiness is from within. It is not a matter of externals. See, when we hate our enemies, we are getting into the part of enemies. We are giving them power over us. What power we are giving to our enemies? See, power over our sleep. You will not get good sleep. Power over our appetites. Power over our blood pressure. Your blood pressure will go so high to put your health in danger. Power over your health and power ultimately on our happiness. Do we really have to sacrifice our happiness thinking about our enemies? No, not at all. See, our enemies would dance. They will dance with joy when they know how much they were worrying us. See, when somebody who is labeled as your enemy, it is not at all good to label anyone as enemy, but in case it happens, being human being, it is quite natural. If you label somebody as an enemy, and when they come to know that how much you have worried because of them, actually what will happen? Your enemy will dance with joy. Our hate is not hurting, actually your hate is not hurting the enemy. Actually, your hate is hating you. Our hate is not hurting them at all. But our hate is turning our own days and nights into a hellish disorder. All of us are the children of conditions. This is something that we have to keep always in our mind. Let us not belittle anyone. If when we, as I in the intro, I told you, see, in front of you, you may confront various people, maybe your superiors, maybe your peer group, maybe your subordinates. Always we have to keep in mind, all of us are the children of conditions. We are the children of circumstances. We are all the children of environment. We are all the children of education, as well as of acquired habits and heredity. So let us not belittle anyone. Let us not try to create anyone as our enemy. Instead of hating our enemies, let us pity them and thank God that life has not made us what they are. That is, we have not given the attributes of that of our enemies. Let us thank God for what God has made us. Let us pity the enemies instead of hating our enemies. See, are you waiting for anyone's gratitude? See, gratitude, I have confronted many times, many people telling me, many professionals for that matter telling me, see, that person has not shown the gratitude. I have done so many things for that person. Maybe a peer group, maybe a boss. See, gratitude is a fruit of great cultivation. See, gratitude is not something very silly. You don't find it among all people. Gratitude is a fruit of great cultivation. You do not find it among most people. It is a very rare thing to find. And it is always better that you don't expect gratitude. It is natural for people to forget to be grateful. That is what somebody has to bear in mind. So if you go around expecting gratitude, we are headed straight for a lot of headache as well as heartaches. Your heart will burn with a lot of pain because gratitude, you will not find it among most of the people. See, some people will never get gratitude or love because they always keep on demanding for gratitude. They always think that it is their due. That is, gratitude is due to them. That is what their thinking is. It is not a good thought. This is going to bring you a lot of heartaches. See how Aristotle says, the ideal man takes joy in doing favors for others. Let us remember that gratitude is a cultivated trait. It is not an inborn trait. It is a cultivated trait. So, if we want our children to be grateful, we must train them to be grateful. See, when you expect gratitude, you have to teach your children as the first case, to be grateful to someone. Let them start showing the gratitude, because it is a cultivated trait. It is not an inborn trait. See, do you waste your life by always counting your troubles? See, as a human being, as I already told you, we may have our strong point as well as weak points. About 90% of the things in our lives are right, set right, and about 10% are wrong. This 10% are weak points. See, if you want to be happy, it is very simple. It is very easy. All we have to do is to concentrate on the 90% that are right, that are our strong points, and ignore the 10% that are wrong. This is the easiest mantra to become a happy person in the life. And if you want to be a worried professional, things are very easy for you. That is, just concentrate on the 10 balance 10%. That you can make your life worried, bitter, and have stomach ulcers. And all we have to do is to concentrate on 10% that are wrong and ignoring the 90% glorious good things. So see, we seldom think of what we have, but always of what we lack. It's quite very few times we think what are good things we have gathered or what are good things God has given us. But we always think out our weakness or where we lack. See, you are not the only person in this world with troubles. Everyone has got trouble. The more important thing is not to have troubles. The most important thing is how you face troubles, or in a better manner to say, how you handle troubles. If you don't stop your growling and grumbling, you will lose not only your professional life, but also your health, your home, and your friends. Counting your blessings, not your troubles. This is very important. Let us count our blessings. Let us not too much concentrate on the troubles that we have. See, you can express only what is in your consciousness. Our inner conscious is of utmost importance. To keep your inner conscious clean, it is very important. The habit of looking on the best side of every event is of great worth. See, there are two things to aim at in life. In our professional life, there are really two things to aim. This is applicable for anyone. See, first to get what you want. See, as a professional in our life, we would like to have many things. We would like to have, some say, two-storied house, independent house, say a good car or two cars, or what are materialistic things that you would like, or you want to be a CFO of a company, or even a CEO of a company, whatever may be your aims in your life. So there are two things, and you may be able to achieve your aim also. But the second part is very important. First to get what you want, and after that to enjoy it. See, I can give you a small example. When we have embarked upon the profession of CMA as a student, we would have thought, see, I want to qualify as a CMA. This is our thinking. Now, I think all the people who are listening to me are qualified CMAs. You would have passed the CMA, you would have qualified before several decades or several years. You have become a CMA. See, now the second part is there. And first you get what you want. Then second is, after that you have to enjoy it. Enjoying is very important. But see, only the wisest of the mankind achieve the second part. Mostly, see, the first part is relatively easy. We think that it will be difficult, but it is not so. That part is relatively easy, whereas the second part is very difficult, and we must concentrate on the second part, not to get what we want, but to enjoy what we have acquired over our lifetime. See, now finally we are going to the final stage of it. The concept of who am I? Have you ever posed the question, who am I? What am I? Maybe you can answer very simply, I am a CMA, or I am a father, or I am a proud mother, whatever it may be. But let us pose ourselves a question, who am I? Have a self-introspection. Find yourself and be yourself. See, please do understand, you are the rarest, you are the single piece on this world. Remember that there is no one else on this earth like you. With the same attributes, with the same features, there is only one person on this earth, that is you, you only. Try to find out what you are. No matter what happens, always be yourself. Nobody is as miserable as he or she who longs to be somebody other than the person he or she is in body and mind. That is, if you try to imitate like somebody else, you are going to become the biggest failure ever. You will be so miserable because you are trying to behave as somebody who you are not. Let you behave as what you are. See, envy is ignorance. Many times we envy other professionals or our own colleagues. Envy is ignorance. That limitation is suicide. See, all of us have our own space on this world. This world is so huge that we all have our own professional as well as personal space on this world. We cannot all be captains. Never always try to be a captain. It is possible that you have to be a crew also. You have to be a team member. See, there is something for all of us in this world. If you cannot be the sun, be a star. Be the best of whatever you are. Let us not imitate others. Let us find ourselves and be ourselves. Do you know where you want to be? See, this is a question again posing to us. Where do I want to be? Am I at the right place? This is a question that can pose to us. You cannot continue to worry if you relax. You cannot continue to worry if you relax. Rest before you get tired. Most people have the idea that the heart is working all the time. See, as a matter of fact, there is a definite rest period after each contraction. When beating at a moderate rate of 70 pulses per minute, the heart is actually working only 9 hours. We think that heart is always working. No, it is working only 9 hours out of 24 hours. See, rest is not a matter of doing absolutely nothing. Don't think like that. Rest is just repair. See, I never stand up when I can sit down. And I never sit down when I can lie down. See now how to relax. It is very easy to relax. It's a 4-step relaxing technique. If you want to master the art of relaxation, study the cat. See, you would have seen the cat in your home or workplace, wherever it is. The cats, you cannot see a tired cat. You have to relax in odd moments. Work as much as possible in a comfortable position. Check yourself 4 or 5 times a day and say to yourself, am I making my work harder than it actually is? This is a very important question. Many of us in our professional life may be making our work harder than what actually it is. It is actually, our life is actually simple. It is very peculiar to we human beings to make our life complicated and harder. See now, if you feel tired at the end of the day, you can be sure that it has been an inefficient day, both in terms of quality as well as quantity. See, many times when we end up a day very tired, we feel that, okay, I have done my best work. No, you are terribly wrong. If you are getting tired, that means your work delivery quality as well as quantity has been very less. You have been inefficient on that day. See, the lucky ones are those who do things that they enjoy doing. Very few people get this opportunity. They are lucky because they have less worry, more energy, more peace of mind, more satisfaction, and more happiness. See, I am giving here 2 lines. Anyone can understand from that. See, walking 10 steps with a nagging wife can be more fatiguing than walking 10 miles with an adoring sweetheart. The nagging wife makes a lot of difference with an adoring sweetheart. See, so it is always for us to make sure that the way to be a lucky one. And for becoming a lucky one, we have to be where we want to be. See, our energy will flow where our interest is. So it is for us to determine what is our interest and be where we want to be. Now, to conclude this session, think or sink. As a professional, let us think or let us think. It is a do or die situation. See, be proactive, be a change agent. Don't be reactive, be a proactive. Begin with the end in mind. As a director who captures his film, we should know what is the end result of something on which we are working. First thing was prioritize. This is very important for any professional. Think win-win situation. Winning for you and others who deal with you. This is very important. If you think only win situation only, it is going to affect you a lot. Always think of win-win situation. Seek to understand and to be understood. Don't see, keep also have the listening ability. See, at the end of the session, we are giving opportunity for giving comments as well as giving their views on this, because it is not only important to understand, it is also important to be understood. Synergize, build teams, and sharpen the saw. This small attempt of 1 hour has been in this direction, that is sharpening the saw, that is updating our knowledge. Strong roots, sustainable growth. As we all know, let our roots be very strong. Let us try for a sustainable growth as a professional. Knowledge is the power. Let us sharpen ourselves for a sustainable professional life. Thank you one and all for your time and patient listening. I thank the Institute for the opportunity given to me. I'll be glad to hear the views and comments of the members on the presentation.
Thank you so much, sir. Well, just one line to say, like we all have heard, that I grumbled that I had no shoes till I met somebody who has no legs. So I really support those lines, sir. Love those lines, like count on your opportunities, that what you have got, and not that what you have not got. But sir, here are a few questions. If you can address this, we would be highly grateful to you. The first question has, we as professionals normally get carried away when things go wrong. How can we improve ourselves?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your good words. See, as a professional, as we were always embarking on this presentation, I have been telling, it is always possible that we may get carried away with different things. I have seen in most of the people who have been successful, they have been successful because they were able to concentrate on what they have been doing. See, we see perspectives really does matter. You can have a different perspective also. The most important thing is to picturize, is to use a mind map on various issues, on the issues that we are facing on a day-to-day mode, and to come out with a solution. There is no question on this world or no problem in this world and our world without any answer. We as a professional, actually, we are doing a very small role of helping our organization, mostly in advisory capacities. I think I have answered.
Thank you, sir. Sir, another one. Like we are living in an AI and technology driven world, which expects us to be made ourselves available all the time. In such situations, how can we create a balance?
Yeah, I have heard you on this. This is something like a life balance, a family life as well as professional life. Always there's a balance. The balance is to be struck off. And in this AI world, which we are aiming for, which we are going for, see, now I have a feeling that there is no tight compartments like personal life and professional life. In most of the companies or in those who are in practice also, we have to make available ourselves 24/7. The better the better perspective to this will be like, see, you should not segregate your job from your life. Your life, you have to actually enjoy working and make your work your life, so that you will not feel that I am getting disturbed during my personal life. That segregation that we usually earlier we were having, that is actually creating our most of the problems. So let us keep our work as our life, and it's a part of our life, and let us make ourselves available 24/7.
Thank you, sir. Another one. Up to what extent spirituality will help us in a sustainable professional life?
Yeah, ma'am, this is a great question. And as you know, see, it's very easy to advise someone. In my case also, we can keep on advising someone, but to see, words are very easy, but action is very difficult. And being spiritual will help us a lot in difficult situations. Even if you are a hardcore believer or not, if you have got some prayers to yourself, I have just given one prayer
Yes, sir.
to God to give the
Yes.
wisdom to know the difference between things which are within our control and which are beyond our control. Like that, see, you are a different special creature. You are a separate person. Your prayer will be different from somebody else. Nobody can imitate somebody else. So
Yes.
spirituality can act as a something like a very big backup. Something like somebody is behind me. That feeling can come to you, whether it is really there or not, but definitely it is going to uplift your confidence.
Yes, sir. Right, sir. Sir, another one. What in simple word a positive approach is all about?
See, being positive, as I already told you in the presentation, it is the thoughts that takes us through. How we see life, it is a perspective towards the life. It is a perspective towards each and every individual that we come across in life. Be it our attender or a cleaner, be it our managing director or chairman or whosoever it is. See, all are children of conditionalities. It is not that they have got some other thing. All are having 24 hours only. It is not that we have achieved something in life because of the various circumstances. Actually, we are all children of circumstances. So let us try to treat everyone at par. Let us try to be humble and simple. Let us try to help our organization. And in the case of those who are in practice, various organizations, and let us take our profession high.
Sir. Sir, another one. From the perspective of sustainability, what is success in professional life?
See, sustainability is something like a long-term objective. And professional life success, I would say, keep on learning. Like our, see, these are the words of our Gandhiji, father of nation. See, we have to keep learning till our death. There is no end to learning. Never think that you are something like a master of everything. What we have learned is very little to be called something. It is very little to be called something. What we have grabbed in our entire career is nothing. Our degrees or our professional expertise or our skills, it is nothing. So if you see the immense knowledge that is available in this entire world, we have to always keep on updating ourselves, learning from everyone. I say learning from everyone, not only from big person, big gurus and all, even anyone, a small child can teach you many things. So we have to keep updating ourselves, keep learning, and there's no end.
Sir, any other guidance you would like to give to our CMAs? Sir, you are on mute, sir. Kindly unmute.
I am also a CMA. What I would say is, being a member, I would always, I request our members, the session was not to advise anyone. That is not the intention. And what all we have dealt in the session is, there is nothing new in it actually. These are all things that we have come across in our life, but it is just a consolidation of many things that we already know, but we don't put in practice. Even though I also preach many things, to put it in practice is very difficult. So let us strive hard to take our institute to higher levels, to bring glory to the profession of cost and management accountants. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. My heartfelt thanks for this insightful and engaging speech, sir. Your expertise and deep understanding in this matter truly captivated our audience and has also given us many valuable perspectives. I'm also grateful, sir, for this time and effort you dedicated in preparing and delivering such a thought-provoking presentation. Your contribution is definitely of immense value to our event, and also we look forward to the opportunity to learn from you again in this future. Thank you, sir, once again for this outstanding speech and for making a meaningful impact to our audience. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you all for your patient listening.
Thank you, sir. Now, members, it's time to wrap up. But before wrapping up, I just want you to lock your calendars for our upcoming Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam series. Well, the 16th webinar would be held on 13th of September on the topic green costing. And our guest speaker would be Ms. Subhashish Ghosh, the General Manager, ITC Limited. The 17th webinar would be on ESG and PSUs. And our speaker would be Sri CMA Ram Ganesh R. And the 18th webinar would be on 11th of October on the topic Corporate Social Responsibility, Regulatory Provisions by Sri Naman Shah, Director, Deloitte Haskins and Sells LLP. So just lock your calendars, and for other details, you can check our website and our Sukhina Bhavantu newsletter. You must have known by this time that the Sustainability Standard Board also issues a newsletter on sustainability and ESG related matters, and you can also have a look on those. Well, with that, we have come to the end of this show. Thank you all. Thank you very much. I thank CMA Bibhuti Bhushan Nayak, our President, and CMA TCS Srinivasad sir, Vice President ICMAI. I thank CMA Dr. Ashish Thatte, Chairman Sustainability Standards Board, and I thank CMA Dibyendu Roy, Secretary SSB, for their continuous support, motivation, and trust. I also thank the PD department and the CP department and the IT department for making this program or the event a successful one. I thank you all for being here in such large numbers and liking our show very much. Thank you all. Thank you for your support. I am CMA Dr. Aditi Dasgupta, Joint Director, your host for today. Have a learn to live more sustainable professional life. Till then, bye-bye. Thank you, Dr. George.